Okay, hopefully I could just do it. Hopefully I could just do it. That's my real hope, is that it just works. I probably have to do some adjustments, but okay. Please, please, hello.
I hear you.
Yeah? Oh shit.
Yeah.
We are. Oh, if this works on the first try. Yes, yes. Okay, it looks. We're looking crispy. You guys see me?
I can't see yours yet, and for some reason I can't hear Kizzy.
Kizzy, so they can see you. That's good. That's probably the most. That is the most. That is the most. Kizzy. Kizzy.
You might have to type it to him. He can't. He can't hear you.
Kizzy. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Oh man.
We can't hear you, Kizzy. It's fine. We don't need him. We don't need him. What do we need Kizzy for? Kizzy, all we need you is to be present. he's so fucked. He's so fucked. Kizzy, you manage that stream chat, dog. Oh, we lost to Kizzy. And then when we lose Kizzy, if you look at the stream right now, it's like we have EX Hellpockets, because you're like a box and a half now instead of being like 2 boxes. It's fucking great.
And I still can't see your camera for some reason.
I don't know what's up with that. I mean,
I could try reconnecting maybe.
If you want to do that, it's fine. I mean, the stream can see me, so it's whatever. You could try to do it. You can try to do it if you want.
Let's see if that will let me
you.
Unplug real quick.
All right. Wow. Okay. I'll do the same thing too. I'll do the same thing.
All right.
Cause my.
Hello.
Okay. Video.
What happened? I mean.
Okay.
I suddenly can just hear you, and I still can't see.
That's good. You can see Kizzy.
Okay.
This might be just the feature of. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're still hammering all the bugs. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even see him either.
Yeah. Okay. If you can't, the stream can see me, so it's fine. It's fine. It works.
Right.
It works. Okay. All right. What is up?
What's going on?
Work Hellpockets.
Oh, dude, not much. Actually, I'm still at work right now, so just getting off the clock.
Yeah.
In about a minute, actually. So this isn't happening for another minute.
Technically, yeah. Yeah. Let me do my Twitter shilling work. While we have the literal
that's
1
big
minute.
now, man. You gotta shill on Twitter, dude. Like that's the best social for shilling, man. Like you can't shill on Insta, can't shill on Facebook. You damn sure can't shill on Snapchat.
That is true.
Only Twitter, man.
Sorry, I guess sorry for the issues.
That's cool.
So for some reason my mic wasn't working. So I was like, well, maybe if I put this mic on, maybe it'll work.
Dude, that happened at Mount Pausu, right? Like we had an issue, just like, hey, his mic isn't working, and we're just like, he may not be on the show tonight.
I was just like, wow.
Yeah, I see you tweeting about that all the time. What is that? Mount Pausu, yeah.
Mount Pausu Arcade is this idea that me and Meta Abe came up with. So it was basically when we heard Dragon Ball FighterZ was coming out, we both knew that we were going to be like, just since we're huge Dragon Ball fans, we like fighting games, we're going to be super into it, right? And this is around a time that I had stopped doing the Super Desperation Radio podcast. It was going pretty hard into Game Goons in general. So I was like, what would be cool for this game is if they had like a talk show centered around it for when the game comes out that centers around the players and the scene and kind of keeps people up to date with what's going on in it. The original idea was Capcom Pro Talk, but like Dragon Ball FighterZ Pro Talk. So yeah, that was basically the thesis behind it. And so when the game comes out, we're having like, we're gonna have matches that we can play online, and people who beat us can get prizes, like maybe a T-shirt or something. Like we can't hand out Twitch turbos or anything because we don't got it like that.
Yeah.
But we can give something back to the fans and the people who support the game, and we figured that'll at least run for a couple of years minimum. So.
That sounds cool. That sounds cool. That's a pretty
really,
good idea.
Really, really dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No, I mean it was. See, I was just talking about SDR too, because remember when I was on it?
Yes, I do remember that. That was a great episode.
I was literally I was talking about. I was like, man, I haven't talked to Hellpockets pretty much since then, mostly. Besides seeing you at tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, I saw you at CEO. I remember we played Action Core, and I was like, hey, I haven't really talked to you since SDR.
We played Action Core. I was lit.
We got pretty fucked up and played Action Core, and you were just like, I don't know how to play Milia here, and I'm like, good.
I was really lit. I barely remember. I must have been on that cab for like 2 hours maybe, but it was like.
Oh yeah, you were grinding, dude.
I was
like, I don't even think you knew I was sitting next to you. You just looked at me like, oh.
Oh shit.
CEO, I don't know where I was. I was out there.
I only remember seeing you on Friday when I infamously fucked my ankle.
Yeah.
That. We should probably have like a little lore behind that.
Do you want? Drop that story. Story time.
Dude, I had the fucking Android 18 trick ankle, dude. Like, I still got it.
And this is good though because it's right off the bat already story time. This is good. Right?
All right, so this is like right after I had gotten top 8 in KOF 14, and I was just like really feeling myself. And I had recently just turned like 34, and like my daughter was turning 4, and I'm like, oh, I'm the top of the fucking world. I'm 34, I got a kid, and I'm making top 8 in my favorite game. So let's go out and do something stupid. And I saw Gibby sitting with you guys at BJ's, and he told me to go around into the entrance. And in my bravado, in my bravery, I decided, going to the front entrance is, that's for suckers, Nobody goes to the front entrance these days. Mm-hmm. So instead, we're gonna hop this gate. And what I didn't know was that for some reason they don't lock their gates at BJ's. Mm. And the damn thing swung out underneath me when I was jumping over it. And if that wasn't bad enough, I thought I had it, but I landed on this rounded surface that turned out to be SKD's speaker. And fucking rolled. I fucking rolled my ankle like 360 degrees, dude. Like, that damn thing did a sonic spin.
Yeah, I remember seeing that and I was like, oh. Just, oh.
And that's why when I saw that episode of Dragon Ball Super last night where 18 rolled her ankle, I'm just like, ooh.
Oh, my friend.
It's like that. It's like that.
Okay, this is the actual important question. Who's your FGC dad?
Who's my FGC dad?
Yes, that's the most important question.
Like,
yeah, it has to be one.
It has to be one.
You gotta have a dad.
That one savior. That one father.
The one father. I mean, I guess for me, my FGC dad, and it's weird to say this because he and I are like pretty much peers, both in age and what we were trying to do. But I guess it's Hans.
Hans.
Yeah, Hans. Wow. Hans actually taught me everything I know about streaming, even though he didn't even mean to. Basically, I just watched him do stuff for years back in NorCal, and I used to always like study his shit. Be like, man, how's he doing that? Like, I actually remember the day that he actually showed up to NorCal and was like, hey guys, I just want to go to your gathering and maybe record some of your matches. And I'm just looking like, who the fuck is this kid?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He had some really messed up hair and everything, and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, dude.
Pretty esports.
And yeah, right. The freaking beehive, man. But yeah, dude showed up. He had a camera, and he was just recording us playing at the time Street Fighter 4. And I thought that was cool. It's like, hey, NorCal's getting some shine from somebody that actually thinks we're important. And then it just graduated from there. Like, the dude moved so quickly. Like, I don't think anybody had ever seen anything like it. Like, we basically went within maybe 2 months from recording off a handy cam to actually direct feed onto a laptop to broadcasting on the internet through Cam Twist. And I'm just sitting there going like, what the fuck? Like, how did this happen so quickly? Like, I didn't know we could do this. This is like, at the time, the only people that had done this, I think, was SBO. Like, SBO had some broadcast, and they were doing some weird thing where they were cutting in between matches and interviews with players. I think they had a famous interview with Scott Popular on that broadcast. And
I remember that.
Yeah, I think at the time, actually they had a kid from Atlanta out there playing Guilty Gear, a Potemkin player.
Fuck, what is his name? I should know his name.
You should know his name.
I should know his fucking name, but he doesn't play, so I don't know. I know exactly. He's a big old boy too. He's a big
boy. Yeah, big boy.
He's like an old version, like before Kizzy, because you know they go in B1. It was like that. It was like Kizzy replaced him.
Already off the bat.
Kizzy replaced him. I forget his fucking name. Because Kizzy totally deleted him. He totally deleted him from top to bottom.
You gotta pick up a Potemkin for this guy, man. Like, live on where he died.
You know, if I played POT, I'd be the most hated in SoCal.
Oh, I mean, for sure, man.
Probably in America. So I'm trying to say.
What are you waiting for?
I'm trying to save the community, so I'm playing Sim. I'm saving.
I'm saving him. I'm
saving the community.
I know exactly what you're talking about, though. I know exactly who you're talking about. I just fucking forget his name. I feel really bad too.
Okay, I mean that's cool. That was just something that I remembered off the top of my head. But they were the only ones that they were the only ones who did that kind of broadcast. So here's Hans doing this, and so for years I'm just like watching what he does, and I never actually asked him a question about streaming until after he started working for Capcom, pretty much. And I was just like, hey, so you know when you were doing all that cool stuff, you know, with Southtown Arcade and everything, and I'm like, yeah, how did you do that? He was like, damn, you're late, dude. But yeah, that's when I started streaming, and you know, it's been kind of a passion of mine, even beyond fighting games. Like I like streaming stuff that's not even related to games sometimes, and I've become like a total gearhead, and like I buy shit that I don't even need, but it's nice to have it now.
I feel you on that. I was just talking about this fucking green screen that I got 3 years ago.
Dude, right?
That I haven't opened a box. I'm just looking at it. It's just there. Maybe I can use it now, but I got it like when I got it, I was like, why did I get this? Like, what do I need this for?
You got to break the seal, dude. Like the thing about the chroma key is like you're never gonna use it if you just don't like open it up. Like you're never gonna find. There's never a day where you're just like, this is the perfect time to use this. You just gotta use it, and your first broadcast is gonna fucking suck. You're gonna have like the worst freaking show with the green screen. You're gonna be like, why did I even open this? But it's already out, so I might as well leave it up. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, Hans the FGC dad. That's
my FGC dad, dude.
That's a good one. We're keeping track. We're keeping track, by the way. Yeah.
The real question is, who's your FGC son?
Your children.
What?
Children. Who are your FGC son, daughter, or children?
Yeah, who's your children?
Ah, man. So Reiki's definitely one of the chillin'. Reiki's been one of the guys who has been kind of sticking with the whole KOF scene since he got in, you know, like he was one of the few youngsters that got in and stayed in. Definitely, there was actually one night that cemented that. We got invited to another part of NorCal to play these two bums in KOF 13, and they were just like, yeah, these bums.
Bums.
I won't even name them because they're not that important. They're just a couple bums in NorCal.
Okay.
They were just not important, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna play you and Reiki in like several sets of 1st to 5 to see who's the best in NorCal. And I'm like, that's not even close to us, but sure, brother. And I won all my matches. It wasn't even a problem. But at the time, I was worried about him because I was like, oh shit, like Reiki doesn't normally win a lot of matches. Like he has good ideas sometimes, but his execution is just not there, right? And then he did me proud. He fucking wiped the floor with each of them like immediately. And I was kind of like, damn. That's my boy.
Yes.
the beginning of the seed, right?
That was because I was like, yeah, all right, good shit. And then he started beating me, and I was like, oh, hold on there, really. So that's
the seed of pocket. That's what you call it, the seed of pocket.
The seed of pockets, yeah. I mean, like he calls me his big brother, so like I'm more like I guess an older brother to him, but. You know, that's my son. Well, I won't say my son. That's my boy. You know. Yeah.
Well, in FGC terms, that's your son.
That's
my son.
Yeah, like if we asked him who's your FGC dad, he would say Hellpockets. Yeah, he would say. He might have said it. That was a big ass thread. When I posted that thread, I was like, who is it? That was a big. He might have said something there. I don't even know. It was a big thread.
It was a huge thread.
It was a huge thread.
Which thread?
Like this whole thing came from the FGC dad thing came from.
Oh.
Like I just made a tweet one day. Like when I do like office work, I tweet a lot of random shit. So I was like, "Who's your FGC dad? Who's your FGC dad?" It must have gotten like 60 or 70 replies from people,
Nice.
and then chains from that too. So like, I don't know.
Started something, dude. Like,
I don't know. You could have said that.
You got to patent that, dude. You got to patent
FGC, that's why we do it here. That's my shit.
No, yeah, keep it going. That's
Trendsetter LK.
That's pretty fire, actually. That's pretty nice. But yeah, I guess like all of like NorCal KOF in a certain way is like my FGC sons because like for different reasons, you know, there's the players who had gotten in when they were young or in high school and they were trying to learn the ropes, and I was the guy that, you know, they talked to the most because, you know, I guess I was either the friendliest or the most like verbose. I mean, let's be real though. Like it was Southtown arcade days, and so like half the time I was at the bar. So I come back and I'm just like, well, you want to learn this character? We'll just sit down, young fella. Let me show you something.
Yeah.
And then like the other half of the guys were the vets who had, you know, been playing the game forever, but you know, as cool as they were and nice as they were, they couldn't really party or nothing, you know. Like so, I was in charge of like making sure that they interacted with everybody else. And when we went on road trips, like I was like the dude that, you know, talked to all the people. Like when we went to SoCal, I had to talk to like all the people in SoCal. Got to go to Monique and Paul's house.
That was a
very memorable night for that. Yeah. So. Yeah, dude. Like, I guess in a way, I'm kind of everybody in NorCal's dad, but I don't want to say that because then these motherfuckers gonna try to beat me in games I don't even play anymore.
So your FGC Sons is NorCal. That's pretty much.
The whole scene. That's crazy.
NorCal.
Yeah, that's right, man. I run that shit out.
Fucking wild. Kizzy's blown me up for having a lot of kids, but Jesus, you have like a whole scene.
Oh man, like yeah, I got a whole scene, dude. But like I had to step back because now I got a real kid now. You know, I got my own kid. I got a real kid. When she gets to be like maybe 5 or 6 years old, then she can take my place. You know.
That's good.
So man, KLF, like part of the like the cool thing about talking to you right now is like I really don't know shit about US KLF at all. So like that's like a whole. Sometimes like I feel like in FGC like pretty much. Most people, even if they don't play Street Fighter, they kind of pay attention anyway, right? And like Marvel too, and then Injustice to a point, NRS to a point these days, just because of like esports and stuff. But then like once you start like getting out to the outskirts a little bit, like KOF, anime, something like people don't really know. So I mean, if you wanna talk about KOF, like what is going on in KOF? Like I'm literally clueless.
Well, I guess what you could say is what's going on in KOF right now is something that happens to a lot of scenes post Evo. You know, they have that nice little hibernation period where they just nobody wants to do anything basically, right? They're just like, hey, Evo's over. We're either mad because we lost or we're happy because we won, but we don't want to do shit. You know. But it's slowly building up again. We just had a couple of international tournaments in the last couple of weeks that were pretty big in terms of turnout too. So I'm happy for that.
Okay. Yeah.
We got another event coming up this weekend in Vegas that Romance is running. I'm not gonna make it out to that, but we got Evo champion ET and top 8 from KOF World Championships Bridget showing up.
That's godlike.
Yeah, that's gonna be fire, dude. I don't know if Reynolds going. Reynolds been like. He's been hiding something from us, I feel like. That dude just popped in out of nowhere. It was like, I want to run a Kumite. I'm like, what the fuck? Where you been? Where you been, Reynolds? and then all of a sudden he ended the online tournament that was last night that Kings of Colorado was putting on. And from what I heard, he didn't even make top 8. So I'm just like, damn, this dude's hurting. Yeah, man. Yeah. American Hero is he's struggling.
But are these tournaments run on PC or PS4?
The online tournaments are run on the PS4. We haven't really cracked into the PC that deeply yet. It's nice to have, but there was its own issues going on with that. I think mostly compatibility and some of the optimization was just really messed up last time I checked. So people have kind of shied away from running online tournaments on PC. And the PS4 one's like the most stable version. The online is great, so you can pretty much has everything you need. I mean,
you hear that often too.
Right.
No, yeah, that's actually the surprising thing about KOF 14. And like, there's that article in Event Hubs where I touched upon it, where I was like, KOF 14 actually did a lot of shit that 13 didn't do, but everybody's going to call 13 the golden child, which, I respect it. It is. It's definitely top 3 of my KOFs of all time. But KOF 14 did so many things better than 13, just at a functional standpoint. It's it's pretty upsetting in a way actually, because you're just like, hey, we got the game we wanted, but it looks like shit, and the other game we can't even play online. So
can you touch up on a couple of things that they actually worked on? I know one of them was definitely the netcode. I know right off the back that was one of the things that they worked on compared from 13 to 14.
So yeah, the netcode was definitely a huge improvement, which actually had been really bad since 12. Like they've been using some really garbage service since 12.
Wait, 12? I never heard of that game.
Yeah. Don't worry, you're not missing anything.
Talk about HD.
You are missing something. You are missing.
Can we not talk about that game?
You are missing.
I never heard of that game.
You are missing the inception of Crush Counter. That's what you're missing.
I know. I remember that, and I don't want to remember.
No, on East Coast we called that game HD Coat Rack.
Oh,
yeah.
That was the craziest game.
It was between Street Fighter 4 and BlazBlue CT, and people legit would just put their coats on the fucking cap. No one played ever. It's crazy.
That game had
HD Coat Rack.
That game had no depth into it. I just felt like it was just like 3D. You get your crush counter. And you hit buttons that work together. It's like everybody has this bootleg install, and it was just like
yeah, no, it's true, dude.
It was just like what?
Well, there's these cats that call KOF-12 art of fighting number 4. I guess
there was no art behind that. the music though.
Music is godlike, man.
Yeah, the music was amazing, but I feel like they put all of their development behind it.
You gotta. At least they did sprites. HD sprites, music, and then a comfortable place for my coat. It's just 3 things. Yeah.
But so the netcode for that had been trash. Couldn't play it at all. Steam version of 13 was playable, but it still wasn't that great. And so 14 really just was amazing, even not only in KOF's realm, but also just in fighting games across the board. It was just really good. Another thing that they tried to improve upon, although you couldn't tell at first, was obviously the visuals, because they're actually improving it as the game had been as post-release, And while that hadn't been something that hadn't been done before, because obviously Exert had the Revelator update that improved the visuals for that, so it was kind of a lot. So people considered this to be a similar kind of thing, but that was something that SNK had never done before.
I see.
So that was a really we love that shit, we were like, cool, let's see what's next,
SRK was usually the company that really they draw out these sprites more than usually using an engine, right? Or
SNK. Well, I don't know if they draw them more than anybody else, because SNK is known for just reusing sprites for years.
Well, what I meant to say is they're usually using sprites that they have drawn out and add an extra animation. Usually.
Yeah, they like to do a lot of stuff.
So yeah, it's very new that they did what they kind of did to, to bring the general audience. So I'm assuming that they try to use another route, and a lot of people was just kind of attacking it,
Well, there's a funny story behind that, because that's basically what KOF-12 was supposed to be.
What 14, right?
14, yeah, because the whole thing that started was some rumors came out back in 2009 saying that the new KOF was coming, and that it was going to be 2.5D, and a lot of people were just immediately like, oh shit, we don't know if we're ready for that. We don't want Street Fighter 4 KOF edition, right? So it was kind of a tug of war within the community. It's from what I've seen on SRK forums. I don't know if everybody was on board with that or not, but by the time the game started showing visuals, people were like, okay, this looks cool. Obviously, they went back to sprites, and they went with HD sprites. And what we didn't know at the time was that apparently somebody at SNK was listening to the backlash happening on the internet over the rumor of 2.5D, and they were just like, you know what, screw it. All these 3D models we created, just redraw them as 2D sprites.
Wow.
So there are a number of KOF characters that were pretty much, I want to say, done for 12 and 13 that will just never see the light of day, because the team had to redo them all 12 and 13 style. And you can see some of those characters in 13 when you get trophies. The trophies are actually
it's
KOF character
the
sprites.
KOF character sprites. Yeah, I actually was talking about that with a couple of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's something that kind of bummed everybody. And the biggest tease had to be like they had these digital collectible cards you could get, and they had characters like Geese done in 13
Geese, yeah,
style.
13. Yeah, I remember that.
It was just like, oh man.
I remember that. That was some broken times. There was a couple of characters they had sprites for, and they just didn't add into the game. And then it kind of just like, they just introduced like the 3 characters, and then they kind of was just like done with it. Which I felt like they should have like pushed forth to it. But like I said, they moved on to a different project, and I think 14 did a very great job, compared to 13.
Mm-hmm.
But people just kind of have their own opinions of everything, like visual wise. I mean, to be honest with you, when I first right off the back seen Kill, I was kind of mind blown because I was like, wow, this is not like does not look like Kill whatsoever.
Yeah, it's true.
As slowly develop and stuff, it sort of looked like Kill. But I see what they were trying. Like I said, it's trying to bring the general audience, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I still think they did a great job, despite all the hates now. And I really respect that they did the enhanced improvement with the graphics. It definitely looks way better.
Like, yeah, definitely more than before.
10 times better. So I really respect that. It seems like they really care. And I think a lot of people aren't seeing that. But you're just seeing like what's out now.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people in the SNK community struggle with is that, we definitely want to support our game and we want more people getting on it, but it's kind of hard to tell them like, hey, if you're not feeling the graphics, just get past it. It's a good game underneath. And it's true, there is a great game underneath the visuals of KOF 14, but at the same time, I'm not, like I said, I can't ask somebody to drop money on something that they're not 100% on board for. And in terms, when you compare it to 13, like, and even with 12, at least there were the visuals that you could kind of sink your teeth into and be like,
yeah,
oh, looks nice.
Sprites.
This looks great.
Yeah.
And famously, everybody bought the game and was like, oh shit, this game is hard. Everybody's already good at it. I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah. And also another thing I wanted to add, I think this was like one of the few KOF where they implemented for the light punches and kicks, close and far range normals, or am I mistaken?
As far no, I think that's always been in KOF. That the close and far range normals.
Oh no, with the jabs, right? Oh, okay.
No, it's pretty much been 1-to-1 with Street Fighter. Like there's close proximity normals, and then there's.
I don't remember. Old memory.
How'd you feel about that event hubs thing? That's what most people like knew about, because pretty much like oh man, there you go. Yeah,
so,
debacle.
This is good.
Persecuted Chris T. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. No one heard that. No.
What? Chris T for the Event Hubs article was interesting in its timing. I want to start out by saying that because they literally picked the worst possible time to put out an article saying, "Hey, what's going on with KOF 14 and why is it not more popular?" And boom, that weekend we had 3 different events, So I don't want to say that, they are taking a shot at KOF in general. I think they were legit asking like, hey, how come it's not more popular in America?
I think the people that the writer asked was giving out false information. And, when false information gets presented, people, they gotta work, right? So they gotta do their job, despite may not being the best, or being the best, or not being, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess the people that they spoke to didn't really understand what was going on, and kind of like became a blow up, right?
It kind of did.
And then what made it worse was the icing on the cake is other people was adding their like opinions about it, and it became even more of a blow up.
Yeah, that one rolled out of control.
It exploded.
The biggest problem they had with it is like, and I talked to the reporter and I gave my own 2 cents and it's up there now. But like the biggest problem that I had with it was that they pretty much set the tone of the article as why is this too hard for some people, and then they just keep perpetuating this myth that KOF is any harder than any other fighting game, and it's not true at all. Like KOF 14 is easily
it's actually the most welcoming. It's the most welcoming KOF game compared to all of its predecessors.
Easily. Like this is like I don't even think I'm good. So when I say that I can play this game and beat people like Reynold and like other like good players, and I'm making top 8 in the game, I'm like, dude, this game's accessible. Like this is like it'll definitely reward your fundamentals.
I tell you what, that game, like if you had a hard time like learning safe jumps, that game would teach you how to safe jump.
Oh yeah, real cool.
You do one DP, it's automatic safe to go. That's it, dog. The knockdown.
Oh, dude, but
it teach you basic stuff like that. So
it does, and I think that SNK either on purpose or by accident did an excellent job with that because KOF 13 was definitely not that kind of game. KOF 13 was something that you had to know how to play KOF 13.
You had to anti-air. You had to do a lot of things.
Yeah. The combo system alone was just like you had to know that combo system.
Right. And I think another thing KOF 13 did, KOF 14 did compared to 13, is when I don't know if you guys don't know, but usually when you die in 14, you're getting another bar back. But in the old game, like 13, if you lose, you don't get a bar back. So meter management was extremely important, and it was very important to like have strategies around your team. But I feel like in 14, since they wanted to help the general audience, they was giving people like meter after they lose, right? Which is not really a bad idea, but it actually brought newcomers like, okay, like I want to try to save my meter here, so I'm just gonna spend this bar, but I have an extra bar and I get an extra bar here. So like people like formulating game plans, and I feel like 14 kind of like helped you a little bit, like come back from like bad scenarios, rather than 13. It was a lot of like, okay, I got put in this scenario, it didn't work out, and I have no meter. Now I have to be extremely careful.
Yeah, that's most new games in general. Like almost every new game has some shit in there. Just like the comeback, everything, pretty much every new
comeback,
game. The comeback, it's everything. So like, and if it works out, like if KOF 14, like if people like that part, I mean, getting meter back is probably one of the lesser impactful ways to get comebacks. I think that just kind of keeps you in the game more than anything else. There's definitely more to fighting chance. Yeah.
I think 13 helped a lot as a anchor, maybe getting that one bar.
Yeah, I mean, if you were like, let's put it this way, like let's say your point character takes out your opponent's point character, and then you have an opportunity with the meter that you have left over going to that second round to put some serious damage on the secondary. And if your character dies, so what? They did their work, and your next character still comes in with one bar to fight with.
Yeah,
right.
At all times. So that kind of encourages you, as someone who's up ahead, to not be frugal and to get the job done with your whatever character you're using, as long as you have one in the back.
Right.
That's why I like it, especially as someone who runs Nelson in the secondary. That means I can use 2 bars whenever I want to, and then as soon as he's done, he's probably put enough damage on somebody for Terry or Kim to clean up.
Yeah.
So what do you say to people who say, I don't want to play KOF because I have to learn 3 characters, but they play like Marvel? Caveat, I have said before, I don't want to play KOF because I don't want to learn 3 characters. Caveat. I'm being fair.
I mean, that's true. Like, learning 3 characters is harder than learning 1. Not even gonna dispute that. But yeah, a lot of people say that they don't want to learn 3 characters, but they want to play Marvel. And if you ask me, I think that's a little bit more difficult in that game because you're using them all at the same time versus, kind of being able to switch mental modes in between rounds, I definitely think it's possible to learn 3 characters in KOF because, sure, you get these full fighting game archetypes with each member of the cast, but we're not talking about like Tekken characters here. We're not talking about people with like 50 move lists. We're talking about people who have their standard move list. They got 4 buttons, and they got some normals that you will learn really quickly which ones are good and which aren't good.
Is KOF one of those games where, like for example, like I played like SSBM in high school, and I played Melty Blood before, and those 2 games, like Melty Blood, if you learn like 1 character, you can play maybe a third of the cast, and SSBM, once you learn it, you can pretty much play whoever you want, like without having to like learn the characters, quote unquote. Like, is KOF like that? Like, once you kind of get KOF, like, there's not that many oddball, like, you have to specifically be good at that character kind of thing?
I think there's some characters that you can do that with, but the beautiful part about KOF is that while they do have a large cast, they do a really good job of actually separating these archetypes out fairly well. There are some similarity, like a good similarity is something like Tung Fu and Terry Bogard. They basically both got burned knuckle, right? But Tung Fu deviates from that with, you know, a command spin move in the air that crosses up. He's got a command grab. He doesn't have crack shoot. He doesn't really have an anti-air either. KOF basically gives you tries to give you the best of multiple worlds all at the same time. And they'll have like their hard-nosed Shotos, right? They'll have their hard-nosed, you know, charge characters. But in the middle, you get these really cool hybrid grappler, Rekka type characters that do, you know, great damage, are really exciting to watch and really exciting to play. And
Mia has a good design too. I really like.
Yeah, Mia, like exactly. Mia is just literally like, you want to just dive around all day and annoy the shit out of your opponent. You know, nobody else can do that. Then you got freaking I can't think of her name right now. I'm thinking of her bird, Coco. Marina. What's her name? That capoeira chick from 14. Well, anyway, you got her in there, and she's like, and she kind of does like simple oppressive pressure, but it's just so good. You know, why play another character if that's what you want to do? Right. And that's what I tell everybody that wants to get into KOF. They always ask me, who should I play? And I say, it depends on what you want to do. What do you want from your fighting game character? Like, do you like just easy pressure? Do you like solid defense? Do you like somewhere in between? Do you like to just go wild, or do you just want to run away all day? You can find something for everybody in KOF.
You're a good person, because I just tell people, do you want to win, or do you want to do something else?
I mean, we have those too. Like, do you want to win? Just pick Benimaru.
That's just where I start.
You know, it's funny. Why Benimaru is always the character that just always be good after like the patch. After the patches.
Yeah, after the patches. They never touch him.
They don't ever touch him, and he just like he slowly just rises to the top. It's funny because when the patches are out, they be like, Benimaru's not that good. They be like, all right, we're gonna tone down everybody, and we're gonna leave Benimaru the same. Oh my god, Benimaru is like broken. He's like top tier. I'm just like,
oh my god, what? That's so true.
All right, touch him.
There's something to be said about the way that SNK creates their games, and that I believe there is a fundamental science in creating fighting game characters, and that science is not meant to be fucked with at any time, you know, at its rudimentary level. Obviously, other games will take characters and their archetypes and say, well, we'll change these properties, and we'll change some hitboxes and the frames and whatnot. And Guilty Gear is really great for that, because a lot of those characters are things they just made up, you know? Like, nobody's going to say, oh, you really fucked up Kai. And they're like, well, so what? I invented them. Fuck you, you know? But like in SNK, there's been like so many different hands making that series that there's kind of like a way that people have come to expect and accept that these characters work. Like a good example is Iori. Iori will just never be bad. Like you can't make him bad. No, he's never been bad. You can't make a character like that bad, because the idea of how he's supposed to work is the antithesis of bad. You know. But
they always hurt my feelings, because I feel like SNK is coming out with a new game. Kid Ash is always going to be fun, right? And then they just take the enjoyment away.
Now that's a character that they invented, so they were just like, hey, he's fairly new. Nobody's going to care if we nerf him.
And they hurt my feelings every single time. Every patch. I see the paragraph on Kid Ash. And I'm sitting here like, oh man, it's like 5 pages. Let me get some tea. Let me get some tea and read it.
I just want to point out that before the patch, like K-Dash was easily staring everybody off of K114.
Bro, real talk. I was like, oh, Iron Trigger Bill's meter.
Yeah,
man, 500 damage off 2 bars. Oh, I get my meter back because I'm like this wall of doom. And then if they like try to make a risk, like I win the game because of it. And then if I need to make a risk, right, I have a safe slot.
Just stand B.
Stand B and a safe slot. So I'm like, man.
Oh god, the freaking narrow spike! I forgot all about that,
dude. The safe spike, you know. And
whose idea?
And then they just take. I feel like the patch after that patch after where they nerfed K-Dash, I feel like that was a really good patch. And then I feel like the following patch, they just kind of like they just made sure like he wasn't getting up. You know how like you fall down and he's like, oh, like help, like you reach your hand up in the air, and then the guy just grabs a knife. He's just like, no, you stay there.
Hit him with the KF-97, just like
no. And
let's just put it this way, man. Benny Morrow been good for so long that some dude got stabbed over using him in '97. Like, that's how dedicated the SNK is to making their characters consistently good, you know. And when they see a character that they created like K-Dash, and they're just like, well, how popular is he? You know, like what kind of archetype is he? Is he something that is akin to a Shoto or something that's more classic that we've created, or is he something that we just pulled out of our ass and was really fun to mess around with? If it's column B, we're gonna mess around with them some more, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works out, you know. Like K-Dash has definitely had a solid run of being a really good character in the KOF series, and even outside of it, he was pretty good in the NGDC. And I think he was good in Maximum Impact too, actually.
Yeah, he was actually top tier.
Yeah. I never really messed with that series, but I heard every time I watch a video, there's like K-Dash and Rock.
Yeah, well, I used to play that game a lot. So.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
That was one of my favorite games.
But like, you know, you look at the characters like Kyo, and the only thing they're willing to do to Kyo is like, are we going to give him his Fireball or are we not going to give him his Fireball?
Yeah, Fireball or Rekka.
Yeah, basically, right? And then it's just like, is he going to have Jump Down C? Yeah, well, whatever.
Yep.
Bounce.
That's literally the design.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
It's funny because both of them is never bad. I don't think he was bad either, right?
No, he wasn't bad. In 13, he was good.
I definitely remember seeing a lot of Kill in 13.
I've seen a lot of EX kills. 13.
Dude, oh my God. After Evo 2013, everybody wanted to learn EX Kill.
Yeah,
they were just like, please, let me get them standing B strings, man.
Yes. Oh, I punish a roll easily.
Ooh, dude. You know, I was watching that top 8 again, and I got to the part where Reynolds fights Tokido, and I had forgotten how many times he opened him up with jump in, standing B 3 times. Like, he just like jumps in with anything and then just mashes stand B. And Tokido doesn't learn that it's a standing low. So he gets tagged by
awkward. Standing lows are so awkward, though. Like,
no, they are. They're the worst unless you're playing Kai like I do, and you're like, great, I like that shit, you know?
Like when I was playing the DBZ beta, like 18's fucking 5A, 5L, whatever you want to call it, standing low, like, it sucks it's not a jab, but like, I'm good. Like, standing low is a privilege. Yeah. Standing low is definitely a privilege.
You know what really disappoint me of like dealing with 18 is like she has a command grab also with a standing low. So I'm just like, all right, bro. So not only that you have these opportunities to open me up pretty convincingly, right? You also have this like when you just want to be lazy and you just don't want to like stagger me. You just toss me. You just toss me, and then like you get the full conversion.
I think the medium one, the strong one, does it has enough startup that you can do it mid block string too. So like there's no reason to actually delay it from what I understand. You can just
I think it depends on which one you use. I think it depends on which one you use.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you like the medium one, because like it's slower, and so it takes care of the frames where you can't grab them. And most likely your opponent, if they're shook, they ain't doing shit anyway, right? So you know,
pretty much. Take the hard L.
Take the hard L, dude. Like I was playing Nakiel at TWF, and I was just like, oh, I couldn't wait to play this game again. And he had been just bodying everybody all morning.
You know, I really think he's going to be very scary when the game comes out.
You better watch out for your boy, that's all I'm saying.
Dude,
This Persona-ass game? You serious? This Persona-ass game?
Is that what? Because I never really fucked with Persona.
It has a lot of similarities to Persona. It has a lot of similarities to Persona. Like, a shit ton. Between, like, the buttons and how the Gatlings are structured, the way the auto combos work. I mean, there's like new shit in there too, but like there's a lot of similarities, and like I felt once I got comfortable with it, like I felt like pretty at home. Besides like the new stuff.
Okay, yeah. I mean that's actually really cool to hear, because I know while I didn't play Persona Ultimax, I definitely the videos I did watch were exciting. So glad to see if it's gonna head anywhere near that direction. That's a good.
And honestly, the best part is like, I don't know how you feel about all the people who are like, oh, DBZ is so fucking simple, like homing auto combo, but like, if you watch like the week 1 Persona 4 vanilla videos, the game fucking looks so bad. So bad and simple. So
I believe it because I played
about new systems.
So I played it at a house party casually.
Yeah.
That was my only time ever touching the game, and I was just like, okay, this game gets you into it pretty quickly, so that's nice.
Yeah.
But I felt like I was all like there was just like so many other things I was missing, like mashing the auto combo or something like that, right? And I was glad to see that it developed much further than it did. And so when I hear people talk about Dragon Ball FighterZ only has like 1 combo string per character, which is not even that unheard of. It's called an optimal combo. That's called an optimal combo, asshole. You know, like, like what? He only has 1 combo string. I'm like, what? You need more than what? Like,
yeah, it just reminded me of like the same stuff that I used to hear when P4 came out about how like the game's too simple. Because if you look at it, it's technically a new fighting set. Like if they made KOF 15, right? Like, you'd be ready for KOF 15. Like, you've played KOF, you know KOF systems, you kind of know what to look for and stuff. But no one really knows what to look for in Dragon Ball because it's all new shit. It's all new shit. So people are just really quick to think they understand. That got me a little tight.
Well, that was something that when I played Nakiel, I knew I didn't know shit about the game, and I knew he was probably coming in with more experience than I was. And so I just decided to, like, let myself be immersed in the ass beating. And I actually was like, damn, dude, like, there's just so much more going on in this game than what you can really initially tell from watching it. Like, one of the biggest things I feel about that game when it goes competitive is, you know, from a commentary standpoint, there's going to be dudes talking about shit that ain't even on the screen.
Right.
Because the mentality of shit in that game right now is you're thinking at least 3 steps ahead of somebody.
Right.
Hopefully it's your opponent, you know, not yourself.
Yeah.
Like playing Nakiel, like one of the things I learned real quick was that when you're in the corner, you gotta be ready to use deflect.
Deflect.
If you don't
one
use
of the things
deflect,
I see the most is people don't, when I watch shit, like maybe like a couple weeks ago or something, I was just streaming random, like the exhibitions, right? And I was like, none of these guys are using deflect. Like, no one's using deflect on defense. And like, it's a big deal. Just deflect in general does a lot.
It's great. I mean, granted, if you whiff, you are screwed. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt real bad.
Yeah.
But if it works, then you can actually force a punishable situation. So, and not only that, you're not stuck getting rubbed up and gone on the corner all night. Yeah. So, and for the exhibition, like those guys are like PL, Sonic Fox, Max. Those guys are just playing and like they might be serious about it. PL is definitely very serious about Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah,
but,
I know that.
Like, yeah, we had him on the show a couple weeks ago, and he was about to cry over that shit. I went over that. It was because Hiromi Suda died, so R.I.P.
Oh, Bulma. Yeah. I've been seeing him. He's about it. I'm pretty about it. Like the exhibitions were fun to watch, of course. I mean, like the game's not out, and like as far as I know, like that's probably like Sonic Fox's and PL's first time playing the game.
Yeah, like I know Sonic Fox basically only touched the game that day. And PL is someone who probably, people learn fighting games differently. Like some people don't go into a fighting game and just try to figure out every subsystem there is in there. Sometimes they just want to figure out a couple characters, figure out how to do optimal damage, figure out the footsies possibilities, and then go from there. And that's how I am. Like I went into Dragon Ball FighterZ, I was like, okay, which character can I just stick something out with, and if somebody gets hit, they dead. And then from there, I learned like the deflecting, when to do the super dash, when to do Dragon Rush, and when not to do all those things. And then we went further into the Smash system, and I've made a couple videos about that. And then I'm looking at the new shit, like the builds that we haven't even got a chance to touch yet, and stuff's already looking way different.
Yeah, it's actually ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying out like one of the new builds.
I'm really looking forward to playing Yamcha.
Yamcha straight up looks like he's almost entirely ground based, and in the game where everybody was talking about 1-2-3 launcher, 1-2-3 knockdown, that is humongous. I honestly can't wait to see how he plays in a team environment with like maybe he's like a mix-up character that calls in an assist, and then maybe there's unblockables. Like I'm not really hoping for it, but
yeah, it's like we don't know. Yeah, we don't know. Yeah. We don't know. I need my girl 21 though, so I can like exist.
Oh boy,
I need to.
21 looks
1821. That's what I need. 1821 Frieza would be the dream, the LK dream team.
We don't know if she's playable yet, though.
In my heart. In my heart.
Beat the story mode. Congratulations, you know, lock
in my heart.
Watch the story. Watch.
In my heart.
I want to say you guys are right because like they've been throwing some curveballs at us as far as characters is going.
Sort of.
And I don't want to plug too much, but this Thursday on Mount Pause we're gonna talk about it with Rhyme Style.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like that screenshot of that V-Jump magazine came out, and everybody's just like running their freaking magnifying glasses all over the damn photo. It's like, hey, it looks like Hit, that looks like Beerus, and there's someone in the top that I think I got confirmation there's another bombshell coming in December.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I was not ready for Goten. I actually.
You didn't think Gotenks was gonna be in it though?
Only because they kind of like didn't really do anything to him in the anime, so I was like, maybe they're just gonna do like the Cell saga and you know, Cell saga and the Frieza saga, right? And then after that, they was just gonna like go from like DBZ Super because they added like, you know, the God forms of the character. So when they brought Gotenks, I was like, oh, like this is godlike. And then he looks the same as he always looked in like all the fighting games, right?
Yeah.
So I really felt like the nostalgia. It's like, yes, like Gotenks is here. I'm definitely gonna play it because I was definitely having a hard time finding the third. So the fact that he just got announced, it's a wrap now.
The funny thing about that is, so me and Tatsu have been basically going over the Dragon Ball Z Extreme Butoden games cast, and so far it's pretty close 1-for-1. They added some deviations here and there, but they still have enough room that it could be, barring maybe one or two characters, 1-for-1 with the Extreme Butoden cast list. So when Gotenks came out, I wasn't surprised until I actually saw him in motion, and I was like, holy shit, this guy was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, damn, they actually did a really good job promoting this character. And
Ultimate Gohan added to it too.
Oh man!
Right,
if you're in the Discord for Mount Pause Arcade right now, there's just so many people that are just like, I need to know how this dude plays. They're always asking like, do you got anything on? You got any information on that? Does he play like Holy Order Soul? And I'm like,
where do you pull that
Where
from?
does Holy Order Soul come from?
Where do you pull that from?
I mean, I'm glad for the excitement though. I love the excitement. I'm like, dude, keep that up. Ask me all the questions. I don't have the answers, but please, I will definitely try my best. And I'm over here thinking like, I don't know, maybe he plays like freaking Frank West.
God, you are a fool, Frank West.
Because basically they're all banking on that whole system where like he gets to basically power himself up and spend some meter for it. So I'm like, okay, I could see how some people might think it's a little Holy Order Soul like centric, but I think it's more along the lines that he'll be able to spend meter and buff himself for the rest of the match. That makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
Tsubaki?
Yeah.
Yep.
Tsubaki maybe? Maybe he's like Tsubaki?
Somebody even asked me if he was going to be like Johnny, and I was like, what the fuck, guys?
They need to give him money for that. They gotta get money for that. That's the only way you're like Johnny.
Or maybe
Johnny's about money.
Or maybe he's gonna throw Senzu Bean instead of money.
Oh no, that's Krillin, man.
Krillin already got the bean game unlocked. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be just him though. But
so my buddy Gordon has been on my fucking back about talking to Bandai Namco about, hey man, ask him if they're putting Korin in the game. I'm like, fucking Korin, the cat. And he's like, dude, he's like the martial arts master, like the greatest martial artist in the world. I'm like, on paper, like what the fuck, dude?
The one meme character.
We don't want to have like another like issue where we can't even combo the cat, and the cat is just like top tier alone. And then on paper he's top tier, and then now in game he's top tier.
He's gonna be fucking Surfbot, man.
And the meme character has to be Hercule. That's the meme character in my head. He'll be an extremely good fitting meme character in my opinion. Hercule.
I definitely would play Hercule too.
And the way they make him a meme level is he can't homing dash. That's my theory.
Yeah. No. So I have a way to solve that problem right now, because the brand that Fighters is based off of is the Super Butoden brand. And Super Butoden started with Super Nintendo with like 1 to 3, and then Hyper Dimension is technically part of that series too.
That's my shit.
I remember Hyper Dimension.
Yeah. But then they went to PS1 for Ultimate Battle 22 and the Sega Saturn for Shin Butoden. And in that, Mr. Satan, could he fly? They gave him a fucking jetpack.
Yeah.
They gave him a jetpack. And I was like, that's his gimmick from now on. He has a jetpack.
He has a jetpack. So he can, just so he can
did it. They brought it in the Budokai series too.
Yeah, it's in the Budokai series.
It should cost meter. It should cost meter because it's a jetpack.
Just a super dash.
Because it's a jetpack. He needs fuel. It's gas. It's gas.
I swear,
it's my gas gauge, dog.
All I remember him is Dynamite Kick.
Dynamite Kick.
Yeah,
that was the shit, dude.
Dynamite Kick. That was his thing.
Oh my god, I used to freaking want to play that dude in Super Butoden 2 so badly because they had the sprite done for him. I'm like, how do you unlock this dude? You know?
How hard is it?
In the Budokai series, you know how like Budokai 3 where it costs 3 bars to teleport.
Oh yeah.
He only could teleport up close, and he rolled behind you. It was bad.
That's why he has to be the meme character.
Yeah,
that's why he has to be the meme character.
He was broke.
I can see him being in though. Like I feel like that's a character that if he'll be I don't know, like DLC maybe. I feel like that might piss some people off.
Like a Dan. Like a Dan for the game.
But if Dan was DLC though, dog, people would be like, "What are you?"
What if he couldn't like dash, but he did like tremendous amount of damage? So like if he got the hit, it was just like, yo, like this mess hurt, right? Like he couldn't really like fly at you or anything. Like he literally had no answer.
So like go ahead.
No, I was just saying like did like massive amount of damage.
So there's something like that in Hyper Dragon Ball Z. Before the most recent update, they had a joke character, Mr. Satan. And
yeah, I played that actually. It was fun.
It's pretty fun, yeah.
That game is broken though.
It's Mugen, man.
Yeah, it's worse.
It's cool, but it's Mugen.
Man, Majin Vegeta with those dive kicks. Dive kicks.
I love that shit, man.
I mean, they could do something. Like, I thought a big thing in their design philosophy with the characters is, like, they want the characters who are not Super Saiyan to be usable. So, like, they could.
They can do some cool shit.
Yeah, they can do some cool shit.
You said they didn't want. You said you did it. They didn't want them usable.
No, they want them to be usable.
Oh, to be usable.
Yeah, they want them to be usable.
So I think Kasahara's whole argument behind that is like maybe you'd be playing somebody like Krillin who, on his own, couldn't win against Goku, but on a team he could, and so he's basically supposed to be someone who is really complimenting of your other characters in the back or possibly in the front.
That makes sense.
It makes sense, but obviously it's going to be like Krillin could probably beat Goku on his own. He might be a higher tier than Goku.
Yeah.
When the game comes out.
Yeah.
And that's what we want. That's what we want from this game. We don't want this to be like canon power structure.
Yeah.
That would be pretty awful.
It'd be pretty lame because in that case, half of the cast, Tien would definitely be. Yamcha would be definitely used. Piccolo, he'll only be useless until the real battle begins.
Oh wow,
the real battle.
So true.
Yeah, he'll be able to body Yamcha, but like you put like Trunks there, it's like all right, you gotta back him up.
And I think by them doing that, they're actually allowed to include a lot more characters that are beloved by fans rather than just including the Super Saiyans. Because if you imagine if they just wanted to do like the strongest characters, then they probably wouldn't even be Gotenks. They'd probably just be Kid Goten and Trunks, and then they'd fuse into Gotenks, and yeah, it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be fun.
Yeah. It'd just be Mass Saiyans, pretty much. It'd be
basically, yeah. Like I love Dragon Ball, but even I'm like, dude,
Saiyan and enemies, pretty much, right? Like
the whole idea of Saiyans is that they're supposed to be like this totally downtrodden race of people who were once really proud and strong, but they all got felled by Frieza,
They got bodied.
Yeah, and on top of that, like after they got bodied, nobody respected them. Like when Vegeta was like growing up, they all talk shit to him. They were like, "Oh, yeah, fucking Prince of all Saiyans, what a bitch," Like, they punked that dude every day, and
tough for him.
And I'm just like, okay, so they must have like power levels that just shit all over this dude, right? Mm-hmm. And then out of nowhere, he's just killing everybody. And I'm like, why didn't you do this shit when they were shitting on you, man?
Yeah, it was late. It was late.
Damn.
It was fucking late.
Like, they tried to play it both ways. Where they're saying like, the Saiyans are the most misunderstood race in the galaxy, but they're also the strongest. The same thing's going on with the current series with Universe 7, supposedly having the weakest power level of all the universes, or the second weakest, and yet they had the most survivors, and I'm just like, that shit must be super top heavy.
Yeah.
How How hard is it to do Mount Pauzu with like no info on the game? Because we don't have shit since the beta, pretty much. Besides the weekly releases, isn't that pretty tough?
It is tough. I think there's a lot to talk about in speculation, and we've been able to keep interest fairly consistently. But you're right. You know, eventually there's going to come a point where we just need the game, not just for material, but we want to touch the damn game. You know,
we need another beta.
Brother,
it's coming.
It's coming. Apparently it's happening in January. So, I mean, well, obviously it has to happen in January.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do in that beta. Are they gonna like go ahead and release like the base of the game, or like all the characters they announced, and then they kind of just like, all right, well, we're just gonna put these characters, and then we're gonna make it where you play like ranked match or lobby, right? Mm-hmm. And then from there you probably could sit in training mode, or you think they're probably just gonna leave it where they put random select characters, arcade mode, and you guys like brawl out.
Random select arcade mode killed me. It killed me so bad.
Random select, bro.
Man, that random select shit is. I mean, it's a good way to learn 9 characters, but that's not it.
You know what sucks? It was like, oh, I finally got my character. I want to practice the combo with the assist. Didn't get the right assist.
Yeah, I struggled with that, so I actually learned a couple of characters that I had no interest in, and I was like, oh, I guess they're cool, you know.
Majin Buu turned out to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, he did, right?
Yeah, he was actually pretty interesting to play. I was like, oh wow, this is pretty unique.
Dude, you know who I feel bad for? The freaking Xbox One players, dude. Like, they didn't get anything for
what?
The Xbox One players, they didn't get their beta. They got stuck. They got locked out the whole weekend, man.
You know what sucks? Because Because E3 was like promoting it for the X.
Yeah, not even just E3. It's like everything. Like anytime, like I went to Comic-Con to go play, right? Every time it's at any event, it's pretty much always on Xbox One.
Yeah, it's always
Evo's on Xbox One, Comic-Con is on Xbox One. Naka was telling me at the Tekken Finals is also on Xbox One, apparently.
What's the con in LA again?
AX?
Anime Expo. It had Xbox.
Yeah.
There.
They always had an Xbox. They always had an Xbox One.
So I'm thinking. So here's the thing. At E3, the game was revealed during the Xbox panel show. It was during the panel for that. And so that tells me immediately that even though it's on all platforms, Microsoft has demanded exclusive promotional rights. That unfortunately means that up until release, we can only assume that this game is going to be at every public demonstration on their Xbox One dev kits, and that really hurt us during the TWF exhibitions because everybody's like, we want to play on stick, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry guys, we didn't bring the PS4s to have the game on it, you know.
And it was just no one has Xbox One stick.
Yeah, no one had Xbox One stick.
Shout out to the Brooks converter.
Hey, I heard tell that shit wasn't even working though, so they had to use the pads, and so people were just playing on the Xbox One pads, going like, what the fuck do these buttons do, right? And so the really sad part about this, and the part that I'm kind of 50% expecting to be a blow up this next month, is that it may not be at PSX.
Oh, that would make sense, actually.
Yeah, and that would suck.
I mean, would it though? Because we already expected that it was, like you were saying, you brought up actually a really, really good thing that it was being promoted all for Xbox. So like, it'd be very hard to see it at PSX. And I think like the way Capcom is trying to like promote the new season game and everything like that, I'm pretty sure there's other games that's going to be announced that's like going to be exclusive for the PS4. I know they're going to probably have the city up there too. So I guess it wouldn't be so bad, but I'd be very disappointed that it's not going to be in there. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. I'm definitely someone who's going down there just to see friends and watch the finals anyway. If Fighters was going to be there, I probably would do a live stream like I did at TWF. That would be fun.
How much do tickets cost right now?
I think it's like $69 or something.
What a number.
What a
number. So, yeah, I mean, like there was also like this thing on the original trailer that says, best experienced on Xbox One X or Project Scorpio, or basically they were trying to sell the new console.
Yeah,
and it's like this game, man, like, this stuff is all taken from the new console. Like, okay,
that new console is pretty good. I'll tell you that.
But do I want to get it just for Fighters though? I mean, I might. Shit, who knows?
Yeah, if you actually do you want to get it for one game? It's probably not worth it, right?
I mean, let's put it this way: if it's the optimal experience,
4K everything,
or even less lag.
less lag, I doubt it.
I mean, I doubt it too. But if that's like because remember, like back during PS3, Xbox 360, a lot of 360 games were less laggier than PS3.
Yeah, I mean, in the first place, though, even if it was like that, like. How many TOs and etc. fucking have Xbox Ones? Like,
oh no, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Keep in mind, Scorpios. You know, Scorpios are like $500 right now.
No, yeah, nobody's just gonna up in like that.
Yeah. Especially when everyone like invested in PS4. Like, I'm pretty much expecting to play on PS4.
Well, Sony invests in like Street Fighter V, so you pretty much have to invest in the PS4 if you want to run a tournament these days.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, damn. You know, you brought up a good idea. Yeah, you can't do anything.
Yeah. Because no SF5 on it. Yep.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that Microsoft stamp on E3 has kept Dragon Ball Fighters on the ounce at every Sony event, where they're just like, "Oh, you guys want that one? That's cool. Keep it away from us." But when it comes out, everything will change. Once it comes out, it's going to be all PS4 most likely, and you know they won't be able to tell anybody what system they have to play on it. I mean, hopefully Microsoft's like, "Okay, guys, we're running this Pro League. Everybody get Xbox sticks."
Yeah, that didn't even remind me. That even reminded me of like another thing. Like there was like the Scorpio Xbox One X came out pretty recently, right? And the New York Microsoft store had like a release party at the store, and they were like, "Yo, come play DBZ at the fucking store."
What? Oh, that's right. That's where Arturo was at, right?
Yeah. It was like on a Monday. I was like,
"God damn!"
Skip streaming and just go, or and just go. It's only like 2 hours.
I mean, I could have the PAX build though, so I might not.
Yeah, it definitely was. It definitely was. Comic Con was too.
I could have been the LK of the stream. You could have had one. I literally could have just had like 3 cameras. One of them had my hand, the other one had my leg. No, probably the other one had my dog, and then the third. And we're just like interacting. I'm like talking to my dog, talking to my hand, you know, like that.
I leave it in your capable hands.
Yeah, I definitely would have held it down.
That's why I like shows like this where, like, you know, you can like take a day off and just have your co-host run that shit and do nothing.
Yeah, once in a while. Yeah,
once in a while, right?
Yeah, it's nice, man. Like I still do SDR with Gibby. It's something that is not dead, and we're gonna have more shows next year. Hopefully, we get some guests on there. But like the Game Goon stuff, the Mount Pauzu arcade shit is like it's like so different. It's weird. Like
plug Game Goons a little bit too. Like I pretty much after SDR, I don't really know what you're doing. It looks like you're doing like a lot of stuff. So,
dude, yeah, Game Goons is basically like it was me more or less waking up and saying, you know what, man, like I know everybody wants to see me play KOF and stream KOF, but I want to stream other shit. You know, I kind of want to stream non-fighting games, RPGs. Want to kind of get back to like going hard at MMOs. And I couldn't do that on Spooky's channel because a lot of people were using it, and the other thing was we couldn't monetize it because that was all going. You know, that's all hush hush business stuff. Yeah. But basically, like it got to the point where even if we could get somewhat what we needed out of it, I wanted something that was completely mine and the people I was working with.
That makes sense.
And I wanted it to be something that was everybody was 100% on board for it and willing to do whatever it took to make it work. And it was going to be fun, but it was also going to be really hard work, you know? And so that's how Game Goose was born. That was something that, you know, the guys came to me about. And they're like, you know what, dude? Like, we should do this. And, you know, we think you're the perfect guy to be the face of it, I guess. I don't know. I think we're all the face of it. I don't think there's, like, one singular face in the game. But, like, you know, that's something that, you know, ever since we've been started doing it, almost like, shit, it's been a year already? Fuck.
I feel that, by the way. I feel that feeling.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, that, man, I've been doing this for a while, right?
Yeah. Gotta check my watch real quick and be like, God, how old am I? But yeah, so it's been a great feeling, and it's really, I want to say self-satisfying in a way, because I didn't know I could even commit myself to something like that. SDR was something that I created with Gibby just to talk about KOF and talk shit, and it kind of ballooned into a bunch of different things that happened naturally, but I also knew that it wouldn't be a business, you know?
Yeah.
And so I always wanted to know, could I challenge myself to do a business? And people told me I was fucking crazy. They were like, you're gonna dump SDR and start something completely unknown? Like why? And I'm like, because I want to try it, you know?
Yeah.
and SDR's not doing for me what I needed to.
Mm-hmm.
And so, a year later, these same people were just like, "Hey, man, how's Game Goose going? Heard you I bought a T-shirt." So yeah, it's been pretty cool. I know that a lot of people are wondering what's going to happen next for SDR. So we'll have an update soon. But watch Game Goose. It's fun stuff. We do a lot of cool gameplay shit, and we have guests on. The run. We're gonna have like we have this idea for a 4-player stream on Fridays where we invite a guest on. Yeah, man, it's gonna be wild.
Godlike.
Like we did this one stream where we played Tabletop Simulator, and we just played fucking Sorry for like 2 hours, and like Gibby beat the shit out of us, man.
Man, I definitely would have been there for Sorry. Sorry is a godlike board game. I love it.
We will bring you guys on. We would love to.
Let me know. I definitely get down with some Sorry.
No, yeah, dude.
I'm sorry.
Come on through.
I'm going to have to body people. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
But but like we're also gonna have you guys on Mount Paozu Arcade, so that's something that we'll announce. Like you guys are definitely gonna be guests on the show, and we're gonna have you both on. So we're gonna have both of you guys on at the same time. That's something we haven't done yet. That is a Mount Paozu Arcade first. And the only thing that I'm bummed out about is I was kind of hoping that by miracle the open beta will be announced like tomorrow. And I'd be like, hey, let's just play an open beta for an hour.
Yeah, that would be the best. That would be the best. That would be the best.
Awesome, man.
Wake up.
Because this is the flip. This is the first webcam episode.
Oh, really?
Before this, so like Monday night has been. This is the 81st Monday night, but Kizzy and I started streaming together at this point a month ago. So it's once a week, right? But before that, I was just like running my, I have like wallpaper engine with like a Persona background, like a relaxing Persona background, and we just talk. But this is the first time we had like nice and professional. Even though you can't see me, I'm telling you on stream I feel fucking nice in my LK hat that you can't see.
I'm gonna check it right
in my LK hat that you can't fucking see, and we're all have our little heads.
I'm gonna let you know right now. My hat next week is gonna be godlike.
Does it say okay?
It definitely does not say
the number one free agent tag. But yeah, so it's first, right? On both sides. I think that's cool.
Well, I'm honored. I'm honored to be the first for this show.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on.
No, for sure, man. This is actually a really fun show, and actually reminds me a lot of SDR. So this is kind of like a
throwback.
A nice little throwback. Yeah, throwback. Yeah. No, you guys got your own vibe going on. You definitely did video recording way before I did. So glad you guys got on that before.
You missed the year straight of like PS4 streaming. Like I was like the number one PS4 streamer on Twitch. I had the screenshots. No, I had the screenshots.
You couldn't get nowhere off PS4 streaming.
No, dude, I was the number one. I was on Twitch front page on PS4 streams. Real talk.
Really?
I was talking
damn.
Running shit. A strong Street Fighter player in SoCal about this last night. I was like, and he was like, you're never gonna really get anywhere if you just stream off the PS4 because this is so easy now. Everybody can do it. So what makes you think your PS4 is special than those PS4s, right? And he got a good ass point. It was like, yeah, you gotta at least update. You gotta at least upgrade to like a 420, a 480p like PC. It'd be better than the PS4. So it's pretty fun.
That's real though. You need to come with a gimmick these days. Like look at Dr. Disrespect, man. That guy's a fucking movie star.
Dr. Disrespect.
Like, I want to do an FGC stream like Dr. Disrespect one day.
It's already done, dude. It's low tier god.
Oh my god.
It's already done. Someone already got there first. They got there first. He
made it, man.
I wanted to do that, but like I wanted to like pretend to be Dark Prince or something and just like I'm back. I'd like practice the voice and stuff.
Lord Knight, and then when you start ranting, it's Dark Prince.
Dark Prince. This ain't nothing but a motherfucking popularity contest.
And just have it no cam, so people wouldn't know. And like I had the setup.
It's funny because despite LTG is doing what he's doing, you gotta respect the honesty from this man. This man is pretty straightforward and very, very opinionated. So you gotta give props. You gotta give props to that. So
that's one of my dream guests, by the way. That's one of my dream guests is LTG.
If we could get LTG, I feel like we made it. So If you're hearing this LTG, if you want to come through, let us know.
Let us know.
I would be honored.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for trolling you like 3 years ago. Like, come on.
Whoa.
See, okay.
He's gonna be like, only you remember that.
See, okay, you messed up. See, 3 years ago we could have had LTG. Now we can't. So thank you, LK. Thank you, LK. Thank LK Hat.
Okay.
So I got a question for you guys before I go.
Okay.
So Mr. Wizard recently put out a tweet: 7 games at Evo.
Mm-hmm.
What you guys got?
Kizzy, go first, because I already did wait.
You want to go first? Okay. So we got to give the Smash games, right? So we got Melee. Okay. We got Melee is 4, right? Street Fighter 5 is not going anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
BCI. If they do an update for KOF, I want KOF. I really want KOF. Like, I really, really want them to, like, push KOF, right?
Mm-hmm.
And see, this is the hard part, because now we got 2 more games. But I really feel like we have 3 more games in my heart. So
right.
Hey, you know, weird things happen around Evo season.
Yeah, so we got Tekken 7.
Mm-hmm.
We have either Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue. One of the two. One of them is going to make it, right?
I would think so.
I would think for the general audience, I think Guilty Gear would be better. And I want Dissidia.
Dissidia.
I want Dissidia. I want Dissidia to be at Evo.
Oh, okay.
Dissidia. That would be kind of like. I always found something before I say mine. Something I always found really interesting is how people always say if I had to pick between Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue, I'd pick Guilty Gear because it's better for the general audience. But in Blaze Blue top 8, everyone always loves Blaze Blue top 8. Dude, every single BB top 8, real BB, main stage top 8, everyone's like, it's fucking Escape the Blazing! Every single time. But then when people talk about their list, they're like, yeah, Blaze Blue, but like, Guilty Gear is better for spectator. Probably on a flat line, I also think Guilty Gear is better for spectators, but I know for sure if Blaze Blue was in, people would like to top 8.
Yeah.
It always happens.
Always godlike.
Yeah, it always happens. I had Street Fighter 5, Tekken, Smash 4, SSBM. The next one, I might have to switch out. I wrote this 2 hours ago, but I might have to switch out this next one. It's probably KOF for Injustice. I think Injustice,
right?
Yeah.
Damn, that's
and
hard.
Marvel, and then DBZ. So not even Guilty Gear. So like, because I very clearly remember Mr. Wizard saying, if it wasn't for Ref 2, there would be no Guilty Gear in 2017. So
he said that, right?
Yeah, I very clearly remember him saying that.
Okay.
And I mean, I would love Guilty Gear. I would love KOF, but and then no BB Tag because obviously he's not gonna be fucking out. Like it's not even close to done.
Yeah. Also, no, I don't think a lot of people actually remember the hype moments in KOF 14 at Evo this year. I feel like top 8 was pretty godlike.
Oh, dude, top 8 was amazing, man.
Was it a Sunday or a Saturday final?
It was a Saturday final.
For KOF? No, KOF was Friday final.
Yeah,
man. We were in and out, man. And
we had the whole weekend,
one day, man.
Yeah,
I had a great weekend. I was like, dude, I had one day at work and just partied, dude.
But yeah, it's gonna be a tough pick. This January when they announce stuff, it's gonna be like
only 7 games. That's crazy.
They're gonna do some bullshit.
I'm gonna give you a hint right now. There's always one more game.
I know. There's gonna be some bullshit.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? It's gonna be a Dissidia.
If you keep saying that, Chris Sag is gonna come in here and be like, no.
I'm gonna be honest with you. They've been bringing it at SCR. They brought it at Evo.
Oh, that's right.
They bringing like all these events. They're doing like all these cash prizes and stuff like that. You telling me this is not trying to get hyped up for the next big event for this game? And you got to keep in mind, it's a huge scene in Japan. So a lot of people overseas are flying out too.
Well, is it gonna be at Evo Japan?
No, because it's console, right? Because it's console. It's a console tournament, and it's not gonna be out yet. Yeah.
It comes. When is Evo Japan?
January early. January early. I don't know the exact date, but
the 11th. On the 11th is that's when the Japanese version of console Dissidia comes out.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that won't be an issue. That won't be an issue.
Right.
Well then, yeah. I mean, that would be the first time we had. Well, actually, I mean, yeah. No, that would be the first time we had a game
arena
like that.
Game. What do you call that? Is it an arena game?
I guess you could kind of say that Pokken was like that.
Yeah, Pokken. Pokken was a pretty arena game, right? That was pretty good.
Did that have to require head-to-head setups? I don't remember how they ran that.
Yes.
Okay.
Pokken.
Yeah, then that would be kind of the same idea, except with the extra screen for the third player, right? Because it's round 3.
Right.
Yeah. Seg's gonna hate you, man.
hey, look, you send him my regards, tell him I love him, man. Keep doing your job.
Do what you're doing.
Keep doing your job.
Shouts to Seg.
Shout out to Seg.
Shout out to
So
Seg.
you guys basically mirrored my list, and like the thing is, like I like shilling aside, I was just like, dude, like there's no way Dragon Ball's not gonna be there. Like they're gonna make an extra spot for it.
They're gonna start making jokes about DBZ moms, so Smash Moms next year.
Oh
shit!
shit!
Casuals. All the
Telling you, man,
casuals.
at TWF, there were some kids at TWF, and I was like, oh no, it's already happening.
It's already happening. Yeah, I'm calling
It's
it.
like, boy, you were too young to be in this place. They got alcohol in here.
But yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. I have the 7 plus 1 vote. I think if it's a vote, Melee's probably gonna win.
What if it's +2?
That's because you're asking for one.
So if it's +2, I think it'll be another SNK game.
Another?
Yeah, because I don't want to put too much meat on rumors, but there's that rumor of like an SNK mystery game being made.
Huh?
If it's coming out, it's going to come out before hopefully June. And I can see that possibly being.
There's precedent for
somewhere.
that too. There's precedent for that too. So yeah, I mean maybe they've done a couple of oh, this game came out in May. This game came out in June. It's at Evo before, so there's precedent for that. There's precedent for it, if anything.
Yes, it's possible. And so like I definitely don't count. I don't bet on Mr. Wizard not doing the unthinkable, and I don't bet on SNK putting a game out when you wouldn't expect them to. So those two things together can make for a very crazy 2018.
Yeah. So, 2018 is a great year for fighting games. Great year.
Yeah, it's going to be new games for everybody, updates. Whew. And then we got to see what we're going to do with the new pro leagues, hopefully, because those are definitely those are becoming real, man. Like it's gotten to the point where if you're releasing a game and there's not a pro league behind it, why even bother?
Yeah, why even bother? It's free marketing money.
I really think 2018 is going to be at least 50 majors.
50 majors?
And that's adding all the league turn those.
Oh, right, yeah.
At least 50.
It's about to be super saturated. We're just gonna have to strap in and roll with it, man.
Man, because think about it. You have. I'm pretty sure SNK is probably gonna do a tour maybe next year.
I hope
they
so.
They did one already, right? They did one already. Right?
They did one, and it was what it was. But I'm hoping they learned from it and they can do better this time. I've been hearing about them, obviously wanting to pass the belt along to somebody else, or rather the title, because M-Dash is still currently their champion. But we gotta have somebody challenge that throne.
Right.
We also got the Pokins with a new patch.
Yeah.
Like that. So.
And you got BB Tag.
BB Tag. That's post Evo. Post
Evo.
Yeah. BB Tag.
You got the DBZ maybe checking another War Tour
for sure.
Capcom Cup. I'm pretty sure it's going to be another Capcom Cup for Marvel.
Oh, for sure.
It's a lot going on. Injustice,
Marvel Infinite is like the only asterisk I have right now. Marvel Infinite is the only game I show.
You don't think it's going to be at Evo? That game's going to be.
I think it's going to be at Evo. I just don't know if it's going to get a Pro League.
The Capcom Pro Tour, I think it's pretty.
The thing about that is you got to think about who's footing the bill for Capcom Pro Tour already.
True.
That's something that they basically, all the sponsors are in there for advertising on Street Fighter V. If they include Marvel Infinite, they're going to be like, hey, we need another set of payments for this, And I know it seems simple enough that they would just run two, the side by side, but you got to remember that Marvel Infinite is half not theirs.
Yeah, Disney.
Disney.
Yeah, there's that Disney aspect. I wonder how this is gonna work out.
Oh man, I did not.
Should be interesting to hear about.
Yep. And Disney is definitely not on the esports bus just yet.
I mean, we got Mickey being the MC. You know what I mean? Mickey Mouse and Goofy MC.
Possibly, man. Possibly. These are all ideas that are out there. These are all things that are out there. So they could definitely look on Twitter and be like, hey, maybe we should drop a couple $100 and make this happen. Yeah. But as of right now, they're going to have to put together, pretty good, backing team. I'm not saying that they have it already or anything, but I figured like that would be something that gets announced in a week.
Right.
And if it's not, then we're gonna be like, oh boy, what's happening?
Yeah, like at CPT, right? Like at CPT, if they don't say something at CPT, you're probably like,
yeah.
We
need to know what's going on.
Makes sense. Cool, but you gotta get out of here, right?
Yeah, I gotta get out. Go home, take care of the baby, give her a bath, put her to bed.
Yep. Thanks for coming on.
Man. Thank you again, man.
Thank you for having me, man. Like, I'd love to come on again in the future, but like, first give yourselves a nice rotation of guests so that people don't say, "Oh, you got to have Hellpockets on again. What are you guys doing? You can't get somebody else."
Kizzy, by the way, Kizzy has the fucking guest game on lock. I just leave it to him right now. He's he's my guest guy. He fucking that's his shit.
No, man. Kizzy's always a pleasure talking to him. So whenever he asks me to do something, if I can, I'm totally happy to do it.
In there.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure being on this show.
Yep. Steam says bye.
Yeah.
Go home safe. Thanks for coming on.
Drive home safe.
And I'll see you guys online. Peace.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
Peace.
Okay. Peace out.